There's definitely a bite. Yeah, we got a fish. Whatever it is, we've got to get it in, otherwise this could be the difference between a blank and no blank. Will that be a small roach? Hi again. Today I'm at Offord Cluny. I'm on what's called the top stream, which is a channel that doesn't take any boat traffic. The boat channel's on the opposite side of an island, which is on the other side of the swim I'm fishing. I've looked at this swim a number of times but never actually fished it. It's the channel runs east-west, so it gets the prevailing wind. So today's an ideal day to come here in terms of there's very little wind. Not so ideal in terms of the fact there's an awful lot of sunshine. It's very deep. It's about 12 foot under the rod top, and I'm going to attempt to try a laying on technique today. It's got a very moderate flow, so it should work quite well. I'll talk about that a bit more when I sort of start fishing. When I arrived today in the car park, it was absolutely packed. I thought, oh my god. I had this swim in mind and I thought, it's not going to be free, is it? But it is, it's all free up here. Most of the people in the car park are bivvied around the main river because it seems someone caught a 29.5 pound carp out the main river earlier this week. So they're like sort of bees to the honey now. There's bivvies everywhere and they're obviously all after the carp. But I'm not after carp today. Silvers really, perch possibly. I'll talk a bit more about that when we start fishing. I'm not actually in the swim at the moment. I've moved down the path a little bit to get under the tree because the sun is so bright that it doesn't actually give very good lighting for a video. So anyway, enough chatting. I'll sit down. I've got my head cam today after having forgot it last time, so hopefully you'll get a better view of what's going on today. So let's get started. Right then, ready to go. I stopped off at the tackle shop today to get some maggots, as I thought that might be the best bait for here. They didn't open till 9 o'clock, so I didn't get here that early. It's just gone 10 now, having sort of unpacked the car and got here and done everything. So I've got a Drennan hand tied short hook length on, 4 pound, to a 14 wire hook. I've got 3 shot. It's a 5.5 BB stick float, so I've actually got 2 AA and 1 BB, which is about right, but that will lay on the bottom if I get it right. And then, as you can see, the float is right up there. It is very deep here, so I don't quite know what's going to happen. As I say, never fished it before. We looked at it. I've seen people fish it. I think they usually fish it on the pole, but I'm literally going to put it under my rod top and just let it go with the flow. Now the only trouble here is the flow may change because there's a weir. There's a lock to the right and there is a weir to the left. So depending on what's going on elsewhere, the flow might change, but you probably can't see it on this camera, but over the far side there's more flow and you can actually see it on the surface over there. It's moving much faster. Well, nothing's happened very quickly, has it? Perhaps I'm expecting too much. I don't know what's on the bottom, of course. There may be weed on the bottom. Although it's pretty deep. I thought the weed growth that deep wouldn't be too serious. I've caught good perch further along this top stream, going up there past the weir, but that was in the autumn, not in the summer. So I'm not quite sure what's going to arrive in the summer, if anything. But it's a lovely, quiet little spot. It's not on the swims further up the top stream or on a public footpath, and very close to the public footpath where you've got people walking past all the time. This is a sort of subsidiary path that I don't think goes anywhere in the end, so it's probably only anglers that have a look down here, or people who are inquisitive. Something's just shown some interest. The float sort of pulled a bit, but not enough to hit anything. And it's lying a bit flat now, so I think something's interested. No. But anyway, that was definitely interest, so things are looking better. Yeah, okay. Yeah, there's definitely something interested. I don't. Oh, there's a small roach, but it came off. So we know what they are now. I've lowered the rod rest a bit, and it's giving a less acute angle between the rod top and the float, which is allowing me to lay a bit of line on the surface. So taking some of the resistance away. Something's playing again. It's difficult to estimate when those maggots are going to get to the bottom. I may get my maggot dropper out because it's so deep. But the flow is very, very gradual. There's a reed right in the way of seeing the float now, which is a pain. The hemp should go down a bit quicker, of course. But as I was saying, it looks a really good spot, and you come with a game plan and you sort of put it into practice, and the fish don't play the same game. It's certainly not looking too promising at the moment. I'll try my maggot dropper, see if that I didn't buy a lot of maggots because I knew I wouldn't be here too long, so I've had this maggot dropper so long I can't remember. I hope I don't lose it. It's a bit of a heirloom. And that's interesting. That hit the bottom a lot sooner than I expected. Right, I've replumbed the depth, and according to this now I should be just on the bottom. I don't know what went wrong last time, because I thought I had it about right last time, so unless there are holes down there, sort of plumbed a deeper hole, I don't know. So there's 2 maggot droppers full of maggots crawling around on the bottom. And there's my 4 maggots on the hook. So see if anything shows an interest. I've got some sun cream on my hands. This sun is really quite warm. I haven't been used to this sort of weather, have we? Everything else is fairly reasonably covered, but except my hands. I was optimistic today. I bought my keep net. Now, I cannot remember the last time I used a keep net. Probably goes back to my youth. And I don't think that one has ever been used. I bought it at some point thinking I might need it, but with most commercials now not allowing keep nets, not that I'd want to use them anyway. I never use it, but in the sort of hope that I may start catching silvers here, I thought rather than putting them back, because I knew I was going to be fishing just under my rod top, I thought rather than just putting them back into the same spot, it may be a good idea to use a keep net, so I bought it. I'm not sure it's going to get used. Well, as you would expect, I've just put my sun cream on and the sun's gone down, or gone behind some clouds. Mind you, I'm not complaining because I was getting quite warm. Yeah, so, well, my strategy is not working. My latest strategy, anyway, is not working. 2 maggot droppers have gone down. I'm still feeding in the hemp occasionally. But distinct lack of any action. I thought in summer there'd be quite a few small fish around, if nothing else, but I don't know. Perhaps this top stream is really more of an autumn-winter venue for perch. I don't know. Strangely enough, I came to the open day here, the Offord and Buckton open day last year. I couldn't come this year because it was my granddaughter's birthday. But talking to one of the old hands, if I can put it that way, one of the long-time members of the club. Last year the open day, like this year, was just before the season opened, and he said he was going to come up to this top stream to fish for perch on the opening day. So what's the problem in it? You have a closed season fishing lakes that are to a greater or lesser extent stuffed full of fish. and then you come back to the rivers and reality catches up with you. It's not so easy. I thought here, by fishing like this, there might be a chance of a perch, or there are bream in here. I caught a small bream once before, but so far nothing like that is materialising. So I'm just enjoying nature at the moment. Well, I've made a move. I decided I was flogging a dead horse there. So I've come over to the car park pool, as they call it. I sort of pulled the float down thinking this would be a lot shallower than the top stream. I've just plumbed it, and it's almost as deep. It's obviously a big eddy. There's a weir, a small weir, sluice really. You can see it's all coming back, so I'm not quite sure how this is going to fish. It may prove difficult to hold the float. I don't really want it going around the eddy, obviously. But I've plumbed up on the edge of those lilies, and I've put a bit of hemp in and a few maggots in, and we'll see how things go. There's another spot further down, if not, which is further away from the weir and maybe more static, but there's an awful lot of lily pads in it, so we'll try this one first. But, yeah, as you can see, or you can probably see if you can see the bait, this is just as deep as where I was last time, which is amazing really. I'm just going to hopefully keep the line on those lilies and let it sort of hang on rather than letting it go around with the flow. Yeah, I was really getting nowhere on that top stream. It was unbelievable really. Not a touch, other than those few touches early on. It just was nothing, absolutely nothing. I don't know if this will be any better, to be honest. This is fished quite a lot, this sort of area. This is the car park pool and the top stream are all day ticket waters, so usually there are people in these swims. There are a couple of people on the other side, obviously probably keep out of the sun. As I say, I don't know if this is going to perform any better than where I was before, to be honest. I don't think it could be any worse. Just brought it in a bit, and the float is now out of the water, so the shot's obviously on the bottom. There's definitely a bite. Yeah, we've got a fish. Whatever it is, we've got to get it in, otherwise this could be the difference between a blank and no blank. Will that be a small roach? There we go. As I say, you may be the difference between a blank, pardon me, a blank and no blank. No, you're in. I just managed to flick on the video in time there for you to see fish number 2, which is going to be exactly the same as fish number 1, I think. No, it's not. It's a perch. About the same size as fish number 1, I thought. Well, I never got my discordia out, didn't I? Which is a bit naughty. And I think I'm going to need it. Right, let's leave you there just for a second. Wasn't catching any fish, so I didn't think I needed the discordia. Which is a bit silly. Yeah, okay. There we go, little perchy. Wow, 2 massive fish. When I was younger, I was a member of a fishing club, and we used to go out every Sunday in the coach, you know, club coach, and mainly fished the Thames. Didn't very often fish lakes, to be honest, but occasionally we came up on the Ouse system up here, and which was a bit of an adventure for someone living in London. And I think it's fair to say most of my trips in those days were a bit like this. I'd catch a few small fish and be quite grateful for that. As I got a bit older, I got a bit better, and I did manage to catch quite a few sort of better fish. And but as I say, as when I first started fishing as a real kid, we didn't catch much, which is a bit different to a lot of the youngsters these days that start their fishing on commercials and sort of catching carp and what have you from day one. I suppose it's amazing really, a lot of us in our day actually stuck with it, given the very limited success. But being with a club, of course, the great thing with a club was that lots of older guys, obviously, and in fact we were the youngest, our little cohort, and people did catch fish, and we used to see them at the end of the day when they were all weighed in. And those were the days on the Thames and on the Ouse when there were size limits, so you couldn't actually weigh in a fish unless it was bigger than the size limit for that species, which for roach was 8 inches, so it's quite a reasonable roach. Perch 9 inches, dace 7 inches. I think chub was 10 inches, but I never caught many chub, so it wasn't really an issue. Yeah, so you know, like a day like today, even if you caught a few small ones, you didn't feature in the weigh-in at the end of the day, but you did get to see people who had managed to catch some decent fish. And I suppose that's what kept us going, really, the enthusiasm going. I just got snagged down there, really solid snag, and I thought I was going to lose everything, but in fact I got everything back, which surprised me. But when I had a look at the hook, it was, oh yeah, here we go, it was, it was opened out, another perch. So I just had to change, my hook. Oh. Yeah, 3 fish now. We're doing well, aren't we? I'm not sure you're going to break any records though. Maybe some big ones down there, you never know. Oh, now trying to eat the float. Obviously still learning, young ones. Leave my float alone. Oh, it's diving down, pulling the line up. God, dear, oh dear. What a performance. Going down now. Oh, I'm just caught in that same snag as before. Oh well, that's not good news. Oh, something obviously took that on the way down. I may go at mid-water because if things are taking it on the way down, then this looks like a better fish. It may be better just to go on mid-water. We'll try that. Oh yeah, much better roach. Yeah, alright, we'll try that. We'll come off the bottom. We'll go nearer mid-water. Yeah, that's a better fish, isn't it? Not massive, but it's certainly an improvement. Right, let's change tactics. Oh. Definitely a bite. Aye. Yeah, definitely getting bites. I don't hook them, but I'm getting them. Well, I know coming back to the rivers would be a lot more challenging than the lakes, but today has perhaps been more challenging than I would have liked. To be fair, I don't do this sort of fishing on rivers that often. I tend to like fishing streams and either free lining or light link ledgering for chub. And I may have to go back to that, I think. It's just I didn't want to do a lot of walking today. But I found today very challenging. The first spot seemed to tick all the boxes, but the only one it didn't tick was any fish coming to the net. There was one small roach right at the beginning which came off. And this has been, okay, a bit better because I've had a few small fish. But I really wouldn't anticipate getting anything much other than small fish here. So I'll probably pack up soon. It's been a hot day, feeling a bit sort of overheated. Something just moved then, I don't know what it was. There's something in the undergrowth. Yeah, I really don't think I'm going to get much else here. I mean, say, if I'd been fully fit, I probably would have packed up and gone round the mill stream. Albeit I haven't really got the tackle for the mill stream, but I've stuck it out, and it's just been tough going. But that's rivers, isn't it? You can't expect the same sort of performance that you get fishing commercial lakes or well-stocked lakes. So yeah, I'll stay a bit longer, but I think I might call it a day. Well, I knew coming back to the rivers would be tough, but I think today was a bit too tough, really. Yeah, I had that swim in the on the top stream in my mind's eye. I had it all worked out how I was going to fish it, everything, you know, all planned. But unfortunately, everything sort of worked out as planned, except there weren't any fish, or no fish to speak of really. One little roach that fell off very early on, and then I really wasn't getting a bite. So I decided to move around into the what they call the car park pool, and that wasn't really a great deal better, but I did manage a few small fish, so at least it wasn't a blank. Chatting to a guy who's fishing almost opposite here where I'm, he's having a bit of a struggle as well, but he said he did have a small tench on, but he had changed from a float rod to a pole and he lost it. He said it wasn't big, but he lost it, so that's a bit reassuring if there's some tench around here. But all in all, it was a really quite a challenging day. It's only just gone 2 o'clock, but I'm packing up. I think I've had enough. I think next time I'll cut down on the gear a bit and try and get on the stream. I feel much happier on streams. I can wander along, try out different spots, and at least I feel it's a sort of positive move, whereas fishing static water like this, you try to attract the fish. If you don't attract the fish, it's not going to happen. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching if you've got this far. It's not been very exciting, but there's a lot of chat going on. Thanks for the subscribers. I'm still getting a few more, which is great. There's a train just going past. That's the trouble here. Every couple of minutes you get a train go by. But yeah, thanks to you, all of you. And it's sort of goodbye for now. And until the next time, cheers.